I am an immigrant. I went to school in this country, I was raised in this country, and Americans are delusional. Not just as it relates to the plight of the average immigrant, but Americans are delusional as to how great their country actually is and why people sacrifice their lives to come here.
Sounds like a contradiction, guys. Does it matter? I mean, if we're not as great as we perceive ourselves to be, then why is it that people consistently keep coming?
It is not, in fact, because it's the greatest country in the world.
Okay, then
no matter how much you're indoctrinated to believe this, it's actually false. But there is no immigrant who comes to America if they didn't have to. I know a lot of you think that we love strip malls and school, but believe it or not,
no, based off of a couple of videos that have been sent to me recently, it's just the money.
The citizens who come from these countries that you guys love to vacation to give up everything to come to this country. My grandma left her 6 children in Jamaica so that she can come to America for better opportunities, not just for herself, but for her entire family. And so she came to New York City to be a live-in nanny to other people's children. And throughout the 50 years that she lived in America, what she wanted the most was to eventually return to her country.
Right.
And by the time she had saved up all of her money, got her pension, and built her house back in Jamaica, she was only able to enjoy a few years back in her home until she died.
It definitely feels as if she only came to the United States of America exclusively for the money. You basically just confirmed this multiple times kind of throughout this story here. It was just for the opportunity. And so by the time she was able to save up money, and build back in her home country, she was near death. I feel for the story, bro, right? I hear it. But it doesn't change the point here. I mean, you're saying that it's not the best, but yet everyone keeps coming exclusively for the money. Are we the best, or can you go somewhere else and make money?
She literally gave up her entire life to be here for her entire family.
Okay.
And the same goes for my mom, who
says more about your
sacrificed and gave
country.
up so much just so she can come here and make minimum wage, doing a thankless job that Americans would never do,
Okay.
but one that is so necessary in this country, caring for old people, caring for racist people who would call her the N-word, and would rather die than have a black woman look after them.
Okay,
All
emotional
of this for her
responses.
children and her family back home. People do not come to this country unless they absolutely have to. A lot of immigrants have to tolerate a lot by coming to this country. Immigrants are the reason why Americans can eat. And not only eat, but eat at a reasonable price. A lot of the luxuries that you guys consume would only be available to you because of immigrant labor. This country would not have
Valid.
a food culture if it wasn't for immigrants. And I don't know why, for some reason, a lot of you are forgetting that Native Americans are called Native for a reason. 40% of Americans in this country have ancestors who came through Ellis Island. Y'all are not native to this country either. This is a country made up of immigrants. If this was a poor country, no one would be here. If your country didn't help destabilize hundreds of countries around the world, again, no one would be here.
That last statement there, yeah, we absolutely are notorious for that, right? Like all these regime changes that happened absolutely in like South America, Central America. Yeah, that's the reason why a good amount of people are basically rushing to our southern border. But listen, guys, I'm sorry.
And if our own countries were stable, y'all would not see us. We would not be here. And entire industries would shut down. You guys would not be able to sustain yourselves. So y'all really need to humble yourselves and also get over yourself.
No.
Because the fact of the matter is that if you're not Native American, you are an immigrant. You come from immigrants.
The problem is that I have not yet heard anyone just specifically come out and say, you know what, hey guys, I'm strongly against the concept of all immigrants. No one has an issue with that. I don't think so, at least. It just comes down to the illegality of things. And listen, her story absolutely is interesting. Do I think that that's a like an odd story? Like, is it one in a million instances? Not at all, guys. And there's nothing wrong with it, to be honest here, other than the fact that you're attempting to make money in the United States of America exclusively for the sole purpose of remittance. I think we should tax any dollars going outside of the United States of America, specifically to many third world countries, guys. I'm just gonna be honest. I think that's what needs to happen.
As an immigrant myself, one who followed the legal process, I find it deeply concerning that this whole conversation about deportation has been reduced to some emotional absolutism. Like the idea that if you support immigration law enforcement, you are automatically a racist is just so dangerously divisive. I want to share something that happened to me today. I was kicked out, banned forever, from a mom's group that I have been actively participating for the last 3 years.
It makes sense. Mom groups are generally full of liberals. Let's just be honest here. The Democrat Party is almost all women and women issues. It makes sense that if you enter into a mom's group and you potentially have a different theory on the concept of illegal immigration, then I can imagine how they're probably not going to like it because it doesn't make them feel good.
It's a Latina moms group where I've met people, I've shared my backyard, I've shared my stories, my kids' time. I was an active member of this community. And now, all of a sudden, I am the racist one. I am the hater. And it's just so sad. And what I shared in the group was just saying that it is intellectually dumb and stupid to reduce this topic to like, oh yeah, if you don't support this, you're a racist. If you support that, you are a superhero. When you say no one is illegal on stolen land, it may sound really powerful, may sound like,
really.
you know, you're doing something for your people and
Not
all of
really.
that, but it ignores reality and history. And we cannot do that. If you go by that logic, no country would be able to have laws, would be able to have their sovereignty. Like, that doesn't make...
Guys, laws make people feel bad, specifically if they don't look good on social media.
...any sense. Historical injustices have existed throughout the world, even in the nations that immigrants are coming from. The U.S. has every right in the world to enforce its immigration laws, just like any other country does, and nobody says anything about that.
Not a single thing.
And it's not racist. It's reality, it's law and order. Legal immigrants like myself have sacrificed time, money, and the uncertainty for many years of being here, like not knowing if your process is going to be approved, when are you going to be eligible to apply for citizenship, and all of these things. In my path to citizenship, I had many opportunities to just drop it all and stay here legally. I was already here, but I never did that. You know why? Because I knew that I couldn't break the laws of the country that I wanted to build a life in.
Valid.
So dismissing this process, this effort, calling for open borders in the name of compassion is very disrespectful with people that actually followed the law. And back to the group that I was kicked out of, it's so funny because those Latina moms always spread the word of diversity. But every single time they had the opportunity to actually show that they supported diversity, they silenced others, just like they did with me today.
Because generally they don't want diversity of thought. They just want like visual diversity. Basically like DEI level diversity. Hey, listen, what do you mean by you want diversity? Because you generally don't like Latinos like me. So that's a weird thing.
Nobody likes illegal immigration. Let's see what the Mexicans in Mexico did to the Central Americans, please.
All right, let's...
Rob.
What happened?
What's this, Ricky?
This is in Tijuana with a Central American caravan came to Tijuana. And look at the signs. Well, you'll see them right now, Pat. It's only a minute-long video. No a la invasión. No to the invasion. No a la invasión. This is in Mexico. This is not LA.
Those are the Mexicans on the other
Mexicans.
on that side, yeah.
Look how they're treating the Central Americans.
That doesn't
Puro
make any
Tijuana
sense.
cabrones.
Bro, to be honest, like based off of the LA riots, let's call them riots, okay? Based off of the LA riots, I would suspect that there was no southern border in Mexico. Pretty much based off of that, why would there be? Right? Why would there be any singular border in any of the countries in Central or South America? They shouldn't be any borders. Pretty much based off of, again, the riots in LA, guys. What's happening here? Or is everyone allowed to have borders except for the United States of America? Are those the rules now, guys? It kind of feels like that may be it.
Look. Primero nuestros pobres, no invasión. Tijuana, no, de primero México, first America.
Give us a little subtitle,
Inmigrantes,
Ricky.
no, sí, ilegales, no la invasión. Mexico does this, you hypocrites. That's what pisses me off. Mexico does this. You want to racist, fascist. If you don't support the cause, then you're implicit. Silence is implicit. What about this? What about this?
Right.
No country likes illegal immigration.
That doesn't happen.
There's no racism involved. There's no fascism involved, whether we like it or not.
Guys.
And if Trump and if ICE were to pick up, I would be personally affected in a very, 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 very close manner to me.
The rules are just different, right? Like, that's it. Like, I have no idea the moral high ground that there's some individuals on where they're just like, you know what? Hey, listen, we like illegality. A lot of these individuals are landowners, and they would have a big issue with someone that trespasses on their land. They have no problem with the concept of trespassing on the border because generally they live really far from the border. But either way, guys, let me know in the comments what videos I should be checking out next. You guys sent me a lot, so I could have made this a little bit longer, but we're going to end it here. I think we get the gist, right? But all right, in the meantime, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.